When these trolley problem scenarios were presented to multiple groups, their responses were as follows. A fairly significant percentage of the respondents said that they will not do anything, not flip the switch in scenario A, and not push the man in scenario B. Such responses are usually due to the omission bias. This is the belief that if you don't do anything, you are not responsible for what happens. But that's not valid. Inaction is a decision as much as any course of action is. If your inaction results in something, you are very much responsible for it. And many atrocities continue unchecked only because no one intervenes or does anything to stop them. Getting back to the responses, apart from the omission bias responders, most people responded that they would flip the switch in scenario A, but only a small proportion of people responded that they will push the fat man off the bridge in scenario B. Now, as you may have noticed, both scenario A and B are technically the same, sacrificing one person's life to save five. So, why do we have two different responses? The best reasons for this fall into two categories. The first reason is what's called the doctrine of double effect, primarily developed by Thomas Aquinas, among others. It says that your actions may have two types of consequences. One is the intended effect, and the second is the unintended effect, collateral damage. You are responsible for the intended effects, but cannot technically be held responsible for unintended consequences, especially if your intended effects are for the greater good. So you decide to flip the switch in scenario A to save the five workmen in the train track. It so happens that the new track the train is diverted onto has one workman working on it. Yes, you know about it beforehand, but it is possible that the one workman will finish his work and move away in time. Maybe hear the train as it approaches and quickly get off the track. It can be argued that since the single workman's death happens after your action, which does not directly cause his death, you are not responsible for it. You don't intend to do it. But in scenario B, you have to push the man to his death in order for the greater good to happen. It is not an unintended consequence and cannot be justified that way. The pushing to death has to happen first in order to save the five workmen. So that cannot be justified. So that is the doctrine of double effect. The second reason is one which was put forth by American psychologist and neuroscientist Joshua Green, who is professor at Harvard. His explanation is that in scenario A, since you just flip a switch, you don't directly physically kill the person. But in scenario B, you have to physically shove the fat person off the bridge, killing him. The killing is something you have to directly do. It's not remotely done. And most of us have an involuntary emotional gut response, a revulsion and hesitation in physically causing someone's death. The physicality of it, even if it is to save five lives, feels like murder, and people don't want to do it. If you change scenario B to pull a switch instead, which will open a trap door and the man falls through the trap door in front of the train, a lot more people are willing to do it then. So it's not some abstract rational principle, it's just the impulsive emotional gut feeling, the yuck factor to physically and directly causing someone's death, which makes people choose not to. fMRI studies of the study subjects' brains do indeed support Joshua Green's theory. It's the instantaneous emotional response and not a philosophical argument. Now we can understand why it's so much easier to kill people with guns and bomb countries remotely with missiles. We don't feel directly responsible and it is so much simpler and clinically detached.